Got it. All right. I'm officially live. Hello, hello, YouTube. Hello, IG. Hello, TikTok. So I'm doing it again, y'all. I'm going live on all three platforms just because I feel like we're getting close to the end of the year and there's a lot that we need to catch up on. So, hello, hello. Welcome in, ladies. Let's see. It look like IG is coming in faster. Y'all coming in faster on IG. Okay, I see TikTok coming on. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Working Women Wednesdays. I am live on three platforms, so bear with me, y'all. But I just wanted to come through with the Crafty Chat. For those of you who are new, hello, hello. If you're new, drop a new in the chat. I just want to see who we have. Hello, ATL Diva. If you're new here, drop a new in the chat. If you're not new, hello, hello, Crafty Sis. Nice to see you again. Hello, Janaea. How are you? Happy Wednesday, Crafty Sis Nisi. Look, we just got off the phone because she in mentorship. All new. Okay, so I see all new says she's new. Boss Lady says she's new. Let's see. Anybody on TikTok that's new? Let me scroll through. So I got about an hour to chat with y'all. So Island Girls new, Roz is new. Okay, okay. So for the people that's here, oh, I can't see the comments on. Hey, Crafty Sis Kevon. I want to join your inner circle. How? So, Raina, you're going to want to click on my profile. She's talking about YouTube. You want to click on my profile and you want to click on members. And then you'll be able to join. I just added some stuff on there. So, Crafty Sis Kevon, I see you're in inner circle. I just added the Canva class for you guys. So, it's my very first Canva class. You'll learn how to design and all of that. That's there. And there's also a sneak preview of a challenge that we recently did. I added it for you guys too. So, hello everyone. Welcome all the new people. Island Girl, Pretty. Okay, hello, hello. All right, y'all. So, before we even get into it, today is a crafty chat. So, from time to time, especially on Wednesdays, y'all know it's Working Women Wednesdays. This is when I like to come on just to give you guys a word of encouragement, especially because of the fact that we are ending the year. The year came and went, y'all. We in fourth quarter. First month of fourth quarter is down. It's gone, y'all. Literally gone. Okay, so when I click your name, nothing comes over. I'm gonna have to probably show you Crafty Sis once I get off some kind of way. Maybe I'll do a mini tutorial and post it so you guys could be able to see how to join because I can't see while I'm on here because I don't have the same view as you guys. So I'm not gonna be able to see, but I'll help you get signed up. Don't worry. A Crafty Sis helped us out the last time, but I don't remember what steps she took. So I'll do a mini tutorial and I'll post it to show you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hello, hello, Angelic Creations. ATL Diva says, awesome class, ladies. Oh, yeah. So she was in that first Canva masterclass. I literally did a full Canva tour and everything to show y'all. But for the people who are new, the nutritional, you know what? Let me add the nutritional facts while I'm talking because no crap, this is I didn't add it, but I'm gonna add it while I'm talking. For the people who are new, welcome, welcome. My name is Mona Lisa. I own a business called Canvas Bling where I create and sell some of the most amazing custom party favors that you'll ever find. And I also teach other crafty sisters how to do the same. So part of what I do is mentorship as well as different things like classes, tutorials. I do freebies on YouTube all the time. I try to post as much as I can on TikTok as well. I see y'all still rocking with me, but I try to post on there as well. But your class is so expensive. So from your name already, it sounds like you might be a troll, twisted clickbait. Just be cautious with what you say because I be blocking quick. But just in case you're not trolling right now, my classes are on the more of their well, my classes are really affordable to be honest. But yes, some of them are expensive depending on which class it is and what value I'm adding in it. But like I said, if you don't want to pay for it, that's perfectly fine. The crafty sisters who do, they find a lot of value in it and they're learning a lot, and you can tell in the quality of their work. But if you don't want to pay for the classes, I would say rock with me then. Join these lives like this. I do freebies all the time. I do giveaways all the time. Just get to know me is what I'll say. But I will say you get what you pay for. So my classes are actually more on the affordable side and really should be more. But I'm also one of those people who I understand how it is to start off and to just want to do things and to want to try to grow and learn. And because I have so many classes and so many resources available, I try to do my part with giving back as much as I can. So I would just say, Crafty Sis, stick around. If you feel like it's expensive, you might be able to take advantage of some things. Usually the Crafty Sisters who are willing to invest in themselves gets rewarded the most over here, but to each is their own, okay? To each is their own. For the Crafty Sisters who have taken the classes, let me know in the comments if it's worth it, so we can tell Crafty Sis why the classes are priced at what they are. But that's neither here nor there. Why we're here today is for a little bit of motivation. So, how many Crafty Sisters on here are business owners? Drop a me in the chat if you currently own a crafty business, a creative business, whether you make handmade items, whether you make party favors like me, or whatever it is that you do. Drop a me in the chat if you're currently a business owner. While I add these nutrition facts on here, because Crafty Sis gonna get me. Okay, Crafty Sis gonna get me. I'm gonna add it at the end of the template, Crafty Sis. Let me add page. I'm just gonna actually add. I might could just add all of our Blink nutrition facts on here, all the different ones, because I've created a bunch of different ones too for different occasions. So while I wait for y'all to comment and stick around to the end of the live, because I'm going to give y'all 5 tips to get out of your own way if you're that person who feel like you currently are in your own way or you're not progressing how you would like to. So I'm just trying to find. There we go. So I won't add all of them, but I'll add some of them, sis, on here. I got to move this out my way. Okay, I see some me's in the chat. Crafty Sis says definitely worth it tenfold. Okay, definitely worth it tenfold. So let me go here. Copy. Paste. Yeah, I can add all of them. I'll add all of them, sis. So I'm doing that right now, literally. So for the Crafty Sisters who have the Blink Mega Bundle, I'm adding the nutrition facts on here for you guys. Okay, so my next question to y'all, while I try to multitask, y'all know sometimes I don't be good with multitasking. While I'm adding this on here, how many Crafty Sisters, how do y'all feel about this year? Because again, this year is almost over with, right? I'm going to give y'all some tips on some things that you can do to start to see some progress. But how do you currently feel about this year? How was business? How did things go for you in your business? That's what I'm asking. I'm trying to resize. Because I'm going to just go ahead and add all of them for you guys, but I have to make sure y'all can edit them. Okay, here we go. Blank. And then copy, paste. So how do y'all feel about this year? Drop it in the comments as I'm adding these Blink nutrition facts. Well, all of these nutrition facts onto our mega template bundle. Paste. But yeah, one of the things too, while it's on my spirit, make sure you guys are charging your worth, okay? Make sure you charge your worth, because that's motivated in business, because I found that when I first started, and again, this is Crafty Chat. Oh, thank you for the heart, me. Oh, hey, Crafty sister. Hey. Thank you for the heart meme, sis. Thank you for joining the live and always showing love. She always come through and show love. Um, I'm just adding the different ones. So I'm adding birthday, celebration. I think I have melanin too. Melanin anniversary. Copy. Paste. I'll just add a few on here, but y'all know how easy. I showed y'all how to edit to, switch it up. Valentine's Day pays. And if you have this bundle, if you have the Blink Template Mega Bundle, all you have to do is just re-download and you'll be able to see the new templates that I'm adding now. Easter copy. Oh, I went ham. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Crafty Sis. Oh my gosh, she reached my live goal. Thank you, Crafty Sis. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You always show love. Make sure y'all give her a follow. Make sure y'all grab her. Click the button right here at the top and make sure y'all give her a follow. Crafty Sis is always showing love. She also be live, hopefully every Sundays. I need to follow up to see how consistent you've been, Crafty Sis, on what you said. But on Sundays, she does crafty chats as well. And she shows some of the things that she's working on. So definitely make sure y'all give her a follow. Y'all know I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I gotta do this first. But I'm almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Okay, Kevon, they're on there. So I have quite a few holidays on here that I added. Oh, let me see. I didn't know I had so many, y'all. I even have a sisterhood one up in here. But bam, bam. I promise y'all, I'm about to give y'all the goods in a minute. I promise. Okay, bam. Okay. And the blank one is on here too, sis. So you can always do your edits and add whatever it is that you want on here. So copy and paste. Paste. All right. So I just added 10 nutrition facts. So sorry for the delay, sis. I forgot about you, sis. I forgot. By the time I get off the lives, y'all, my kids be taking over my whole life. All right. 10 nutrition facts just added onto the Blink Mega Bundle. All right, so now let's get into this discussion. So let's see. Okay, let me go back up. Let me go back up. Okay. Uh-oh. Did I close out YouTube? Did I close y'all out? Am I still here? Okay, there we go. My bad, y'all. All right, so let me go over so I can see. Okay, so first comment. So I'm gonna go to IG first. I saved up to take the class as I can, and so far it's worked for me. I save up and take a class as I can, and honestly, y'all, I do a lot. Those of you who know, y'all know, I do a lot of giveaways, a lot of things to give back. I try to have sales. I do a lot to try to help the people who do need to save when shopping. So just stick around, join my email list because I promise there's always deals to take advantage of if you are somebody who feel like, it's a little more pricey. Okay. So, but just know that there are crafty sisters who are sacrificing, like Crafty Sis says, she saves and take as she can. You don't have to take everything all at once because I do have a lot of things going on, a lot of classes, a lot of resources. So it's going to be hard to try to buy everything all at one lump sum. But um, why are your classes so expensive? I want to go. Okay, so I addressed that already, so I'm not going to address it again. The classes are expensive because I charge my worth. Okay, that's the short answer. I charge my worth, and you're getting so much value in the classes, and they're more than worth it. So that's why they're priced at that point. Is the Blink template bundle you're adding? Yes, sis. I just added it to the Blink template mega bundle. Who should we follow and what's her tag? She's on. Are you on YouTube? Are you on? I know she's on YouTube. Are you on Instagram, Crafty Sis? If you are, what's your IG name? But on TikTok, it's a Crafty Sisters Creative Studio. So I'll type it here for you guys. A Crafty Sisters Creative Studio. That's her name on YouTube and on TikTok. Okay, so let's see. Feeling good, pacing myself so I don't get overwhelmed. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. I watch you all the way from Palestine, thinking to start my new business. Yes, you definitely should, Crafty Sis. You most definitely should. And I want to encourage you to start because honestly, y'all, she said yes, it's the same name on IG. Honestly, starting my business was one of the best things I could have done for myself. And we're going to talk about it more on the live when I give y'all the tips. But part of starting my business is what kind of helped me get through some things. So I always say, use your business kind of as your outlet. Do something that you love, because that's what's going to make it easier for you to be able to show up and not just be, winging it. Don't try not to wing it too much. Try to find guidance, try to find mentorship if you can. If you've been winging it for 2-3 years and you're not seeing progress, then it's time for you to switch things up. Okay. It's time for you to connect with people who can possibly help you along your journey. Okay. So, let's see. It's been trial and error, but growing and learning using all of the resources, as many resources as possible. Yes, ma'am. And honestly, business is going to be trial and error. So keep that in mind too. Make sure you guys are giving yourself grace, because nobody just wakes up knowing exactly what to do with all the different parts of your business, especially if you're a entrepreneur and you're pretty much wearing all of the hats and doing all of the different parts in your business. Give yourself grace and know that it's going to be trial and error, but you have to be willing to actually try things and put yourself out there to be able to see results. So let me see. How do I Crafty says the crush my live goal. I don't know how to. Okay, here it is. I'll set a new goal. Okay, so let's see. Uh, okay, so the next one, let's see. Uh-oh. Clicked on something there. Learning. Okay, designs. I definitely see the progress in you, Crafty sis. It's a matter of, what I always like to say is, once you get to the point of feeling comfortable with whatever phase you are in business, keep in mind that it's a journey. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey looks different. Everybody's journey is what it is for them, right? Everybody has different goals that they're trying to accomplish. We all have a life outside of our businesses. So with that, make sure that you're trying your absolute best. That's really what it takes, is to try your absolute best and to not get stagnant in what's comfortable. Like for me, I know for me personally, every time I get to the point where I'm like, oh, this is easy for me, right? Okay, now it's time to get to my next level. What that looks like for me. That's why I always tell y'all, the crafty sisters who are in mentorship, this is about you and your journey and the next level that you're trying to unlock. Because that again looks different for everybody. Well, it should look different for everybody. It should look different for everybody. Okay. So I had hoped to finish the year with at least 5,000 in quarter 4. It's not headed that way. Crafty Sis Taylor, is still time. Okay. You still have 2 months. I promise you, you can make 5,000 in 2 months. I promise you. Okay. You could do it faster than that. But I'm just saying, you could do the 5K in 2 months. It's just a matter of buckling down. Okay. So Crafty says Taylor, to be great. Did you take the holiday sales challenge? It was literally only $27 to take it. If you're somebody who's in the inner circle, so the crafty sisters who have the star by their name on YouTube, I just added it for you guys as a preview. So you guys, I'm gonna release the videos to everybody by the end of the week. You guys won't have the workbook unless you get it. You got to pay the $27 to get the workbook, and if you want to be a part of the Facebook group. But that literally gives you a strategy to be able to sell your holiday offers. So Crafty Sis Taylor, to be great, I say wait until next week or the first couple days. On the first, it's going to be released on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the 10 days of information on what you can do to boost your sales during the holiday season. So I say take advantage of resources like that's put out there to help you. Because I literally put things that I know works because I do it. Okay. Everything I teach is what I know for sure. So you still have time. I want to encourage you to not give up on the goal. And to not focus on it, not headed that way, and to focus on what you can start doing today to get it there, because you can do it. Thank you. Will we be able to edit the wording in the boxes? So, Crafty Sis Kevon, no, you won't be able to edit the words in the boxes, but I put a blank one in there that you can type in the words and switch the fonts and do whatever you want to do with it. I'll show you how tomorrow for Template Thursday. You deserve, because you make it as simple as we can to understand. I'm trying to tell them I have the best classes to learn. Okay. This is the best place to learn. Okay. I promise you, if you're somebody that's trying to grow your business, you're trying to learn, if you're into paper crafts, I teach that too, but I don't just teach that. I teach how to actually run your business. So if you're somebody looking to learn, My classes, I promise you, are worth it. And the Crafty Sisters are telling y'all, okay? I'm collecting so I can take the courses from you. You deserve. I watch all of your lives and videos. I learn a lot. Okay, thank you, Crafty Sis. I really appreciate you for tuning in. Let me see if anybody on TikTok gave us any. I've been doing good, but was sick last Sunday. I will be back this Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna look forward to it, sis. I'm good, Nikki. How are you? Working, but wanted to stop in for a moment. Thank you so much, sis, for always showing love. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the tips. Y'all ready for the tips? I'll be tuned in. The workbook is required, right? The workbook is not required. I mean, you can do it on your own, but the workbook will make it easier for you because I put all the steps. All you have to do is fill in the blanks, literally. Please do a live for us on how to do assembly. Okay, Crafty Sis, I will do that. I will do that. I have a class on that, but I will do it in Crafty Sis. Raina, if you join the inner circle, I'll do a inner circle only live and show you guys there. How's that? I'll show you guys there. Okay, so let's get into the tips, y'all. Let's get into the tips. Let me pull up my notes. Let me pull up my notes. All right. So these are just going to be 5 things to get out of your own way because I promise you, for the most part, it's you. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear that, but for the most part, it's you. Your business isn't growing because of you. Your business feels stagnant because of you. Okay, it's nothing but you. Okay, and I understand sometimes trying because there's a difference between trying and working efficiently to where you're trying things that's actually moving the needle forward or pushing the needle forward or whatever, however that saying goes, right? Versus just trying, like how a Crafty Sis said earlier, is I'm doing things, but I'm mostly just winging it. I promise you, trying with no strategy hits different than trying with strategy. So get out of your own way, whatever that looks like for you. So if you're that going live, okay, and you're not doing it, do it. Okay, starting today, do it. Do it. Okay. If you're that Crafty Sis who says, I know I need to fine tune my skills because I'm making stuff, let's say it's party favors, but it's not the best that it could be, right? It's up to you to practice to get it to where you need it to be to fine tune things. So the moral of the story is you're you're get out of your own way. Okay. So these are 5 things to get out of your own way. The very first thing is to pray over your business. Okay. Number one, pray over your business. A lot of times we're winging it because we're not asking God for guidance. And the answers are there for you most of the time. Well, all the time. For me, all the time. I find that the times where I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, but I'm not really sure. Go to God about it. Okay. Pray. Say, God, I want a successful business. Please give me a successful business. No, when you pray, your prayers need to be specific. You need to specifically be asking God for what you want. God, in this season, I want to be able to reach more Crafty Sisters. And I'm saying my own prayers, right? In this season, I want to be able to reach more Crafty Sisters because I'm seeing how much improvement the Crafty Sisters that I've been able to touch are getting within their businesses. I want to do this 100 times more, right? That's a specific prayer of what I want God to do within the business. From there, it's going deeper. Okay. I ain't going to tell y'all all my business, but it's going deeper. You need to be more specific in your prayers. You need to ask God specifically for what you want. For the Crafty Sisters who, even down to your money goals, right? Y'all be so scared to set goals, to set money goals. Don't let the numbers scare you. You can attain any number that you set, but it's all about having a plan and having strategy and letting God direct your path, right? And from there, don't be the person who's not listening. Because when you ask God for different things, He's going to open the doors for you. He's going to show you different things. And sometimes it might look like a shift in your business. It might look like you thought you was going to be doing this, but God said to do this. And an example of that I always give is, hey, Crafty Sis Jasmine. An example of that I always give is not when I first started my business, but somewhere along the way, we'll say around 20, what year was this? Probably like around 2019ish. Okay, is when I started getting the going back to some of the goals that I have internally, like one of my life goals is to do something to be able to help women win. Okay. In my life, I've always been a person that has always leaned on the positive side of things. I've always been an optimist. I'm the person that most people come to for advice, no matter what it is, and things like that. So I had something within me to where I was like, God, I kind of want to do a business. Mind you, I already had a business, but it was doing the party favors. But I was like, I kind of want to do something to where I can cater to women and helping women. Long story short, I started going live on my personal pages, just reading self-help books to be able to share some of the things that has helped me as a woman to be able to help other women to try to reach them, right? And again, to make a long story short, I was like, okay, this isn't really quite, you know, God said, focus on your business, girl. Just focus on your business, and this will come back at a later time. That's what God said, right? I listened. I wasn't a person that was like, no, but I want to help women. So I'm just keep doing it. No, God said shift. Okay, focus on your business. In focusing on my business, I kid you not, that same year was when women started coming to me, sending me messages, DMs, like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? And I'm just helping all type of strangers, okay? All type of people before y'all became crafty. All type of people, left and right, to where it started burning me out. And I was like, oh, well, maybe there's something within this to be, maybe I could still help women, but in a different way. So again, to make a long story short, because y'all know I would talk and talk and talk, it wasn't meant for me to start another business to help women. It was meant for me to help women in the craft community. But I couldn't figure that out on my own, right? It was me taking heed to what God said and actually being willing. Thank you for the heart, me. Thank you. To actually be willing to pivot. Double tap the screen too, y'all. Double tap the screen for me. Let's get the lines up to probably 2,500, 2,500, 25K. Oh, 22K likes. 2K likes. Let's put it there. Thank you for the gift, Crafty sis. So I had to be willing to actually listen. So I said, pray over your business. Don't just pray, but be willing to listen. Be willing to shift. Be willing to pivot. Sometimes how you thought your business was gonna go is not how it was meant to go. But because you prayed about it, God showed you the light and what to do. Okay, so a mini actionable step that you can do, because I'm gonna try now. I gotta get through 5 of them, and I only have 30 minutes. I talk a lot, but a mini actionable step that you can do is starting today, just write one affirmation prayer over your business that you can start to say to, speak life into your business. Because a lot of times, too, you're not that you mean to. And when I say you, I'm just talking to whoever the message is for. Not that you mean to, but a lot of times you're, in a sense, speaking negativity into your business, right? Because things aren't going how you want it to go. So I want you to start shifting that a little bit and start speaking life into your business. Okay. I tried creating over the weekend a custom Hershey verse and wondering, do you just use photo paper? Mine it's not folding all the way around. Yes, I use the 36-pound high gloss photo paper. I don't have one here, but the same one that I use for the party favors is what I use for it, sis. I use the 36-pound high gloss, or I use our shimmery cardstock if I want a little, razzle dazzle. Okay. So that's the first one. Pray about it. Okay. Pray. Whatever it might be, pray. Ask God specifically to bring people into your life that's going to help you to grow your business, right? Connect you with the right people. Sometimes it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So ask God for that within your business to give you those connections. But don't just ask God to give you the connections. Look, I'm stuck on the God because this is my favorite one. And that's why I put it first. Don't just ask God to give you the connections. You have to actually be willing to find them too. So be open to doing things like vendor events, different things for small businesses that's within your area. Google to see what's around, to make yourself a part of those things, to start to make your brand familiar within your city. Okay, so putting that out there too. Number 2 is stop waiting for the perfect time. Okay, just start moving. Stop waiting for perfect. Oh, when this happens, that's when I'll do this. Or when that happens, that's when I'll do this. It's never gonna be perfect. Like when people say, "Oh, we're gonna like planning for a baby." You never really plan for a baby, right? They come and they're just a hot mess to begin with, and you as the parent still don't have a guide and you don't know what you're doing. So but you make it work, right? You make it work. Your kids are thriving. Don't wait for the perfect moment, especially in business, because I promise you, It's never going to be perfect. You're going to be waiting forever. And honestly, it's in a sense you procrastinating. Okay, you waiting for the perfect moment. That's procrastination in disguise. That's you tricking yourself into thinking, oh, I'm gonna do it when, or I'm gonna no, it's just you giving excuses to not start. The right time will never be the right time. Just go for it, and I promise you things will align if you're using number one, praying on it, and if you're also doing what you have to do to actually try. Okay, so start with one thing, one product, one video, niche down if you can, please, especially if you're a crafter. Trying to sell everything, all the custom items, I promise you, is just doing nothing but driving you crazy. It's doing nothing but making it harder for the people who your products and services are meant for to find you, because they don't feel like you're talking to them. They feel like you're talking to everybody but them. Okay, so niche down. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It'll never be perfect. So, an actionable step that you can take is to do something that you've been putting off before the end of the week. Okay, before the end of the week. The third thing is to shift your circle, okay? You cannot grow in an environment that doesn't feed your purpose. And what I mean by that, sometimes it might mean keeping them ideas that you have away from the person that you know is going to give you every negative thing that could happen with the idea, right? It might mean seeking people who are on the same journey as you, like the ladies in mentorship. They're literally connecting and they're supporting each other. They're exchanging phone numbers and are able to be there as a support for someone who gets it. At the end of the day, the people in our everyday lives, as much as they love us and they try to support us and stuff like that, sometimes you can't always get what you need from the people that's in your everyday life, because you they don't understand what you're going through, right? Just like how they say, if you're me and my husband was talking about this earlier, if you're married, you should incorporate more married friends, right, into your friend group, because the single people out here living their best life, it hit different. It don't hit the same. So, not saying you gotta let go of your single friends, but you might want to start to incorporate some married friends too, so that when you need different type of advice and stuff, you can get good sound advice from people who understand what you're going through. So, the same thing goes with your business. Surround yourself around like-minded people. Join events. There's always something going on, especially if you're a crafter or a creative. There's always something going on. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and connect with people who understand what you're going through, because people who get it are people that can encourage you, even more. Okay? So, I say that too. And also, like, I had to do that too. Certain things, like certain friends that you might have or whatever, friends, family, whoever it may be, when it's time to start kind of not pulling away, but it's okay to shift in friendship and things like that. If things no longer align with what you're trying to do, like for me, as an example, I don't talk to people that be on some negativity. Okay, I can't talk to you all day if you're always negative. Yes, I support, but if it's a piece of advice, for example, we all have that one friend that is they come to you for the same thing, and it's like, okay, well, are you gonna make a change? Are you gonna shift? Are you gonna do something different to see a different result? Be that person that's willing to know when it's time for you to kind of like align with what fits with you. So, shift your circle, okay? Shift your circle. Be around like-minded people. Try to stay away from negativity, because that thing seeps into your pores, whether you know it or not. Negativity is something that can really, really bring you down. So make sure you're keeping yourself in good spirits and you're surrounding yourself around people who are also on the same type of time. Okay. So the actionable step for you is going to be connect with one person who inspires you this week. Just one person. I wanted to start a virtual networking event for that purpose. Why don't you start it, Crafty Sis AJ Creations? Let me make sure I follow you. So when you start it, what's stopping you from starting it? Because you said I wanted to. Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing? And I'm gonna talk on that for just a little bit, not to put you on the spot. But Crafty Sis, it's time for you to go with your ideas. It's time for you to dig into them notebooks that you got stacked up. Look, I'm pointing because Look, I get hit dog hollering sometimes, but I can honestly say I've been intentional about getting my ideas off of paper. Them notebooks that y'all got stacked up in piles and piles of ideas. Oh, this would be a good idea. Oh, this would be a good idea. Do it. You put on the spot. You know me so. Do it, because not just you, sis. I'm not. I'm telling you. I'm saying it because I know it's not just you. Okay, it's not just you. So, Crafty Sis AJ Creations, are you able to put that virtual networking event together before the end of the year? Can you do a holiday one for crafters? Okay, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? And really ask yourself that. What's stopping you? Okay, put a date on it. Put a date on it, sis. You don't have to tell us, but write it in your notebook. Put a date on it and start working on it today. Okay? Do one step that you can work towards it today. I just followed you. Let me know when it is. I'm happy to join, to see, what's up and to be a part of it. Okay? So put yourself out there. All right. So let's see. I'm making sure I don't miss any comments. Okay, y'all not commenting. Y'all not saying nothing. Is this good so far, or should I keep going, or should I stop? It's two more. Should I keep going, or should I stop? Let me know if any of these resonated with you. I'm gonna wait to see if I see the comments, because sometimes I don't like to feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay. Oh, I see an amen. Okay, Crafty says keep on. She said amen, amen. Okay. Is this good so far? So far we said to get out of your own way, pray over your business. Okay. Stop waiting for perfect. Shift your circle. Okay, this is great. Keep going, please. Okay, keep going. Okay. This is good. Okay. I just need to make sure. Okay, now I'm definitely going to do it. Okay, sis. I'm looking forward to it. Keep going. You're giving great tips. Yes, it's really good. Okay, we got two more. So, number 4, and mind you, as y'all see, these are tips that, it's not rocket science, right? But it's just sometimes we just need that reminder. That's why I was like, I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna give y'all a little something. Because I just be in here. Okay, let me not get into all that. Let me keep going. Okay. So number 4, because I be so pumped up and motivated, and I remember a time when I wasn't. I remember a time when I had to get to this point, but I had to do these things in order to get to this point, right? And stay consistent. Those of you who've been rocking with me since I started teaching classes, 2021 was my very first class that I taught. And y'all have been rocking with me since 2021 and have seen how I've consistently shown up since 2021, y'all. I literally go live at least once a week, but it was one point where I was going live every single day, just letting the world know what I have to offer, because you can't let people don't know what you got unless you show up for yourself. So, oof, let me start. All right, number 4, be consistent. Look, and then we went right into number 4. Be consistent even when it's quiet. Okay. Be consistent even when it's quiet. A lot of times you almost want to give up. Oh, this week I ain't got no sales, or nobody asked about nothing, so it's not going good. And it's like, no, that's not true. You have to keep going. Yes, Crafty is tailored by to be great. You have to keep going, even in the times where it feels like things aren't going well, or the times where it feels like no one's watching. One of the things that I always tell my crafty sisters who's a part of mentorship, when I give y'all plans, what do I always say? When you go, first of all, show up for yourself and tell people about your business. One of the things that I always tell them is go live even if no one shows up. Okay. Go live even if no one shows up. And this goes good with the point, because when I first started going live, the only person sometimes who used to be on the live was my husband. I would still do the live. I would still do it like it was people on there. Because guess what? That was time for me to practice. Even if nobody was there, guess what? Better for me, because they don't get to see me mess up. Better for me because they don't get to hear the nervousness in my voice, because I'm already scared to do this and I'm just putting myself out there and doing it anyway. Right. So sometimes you just have to look on the bright side of things and you have to keep going. But guess what? I still kept going. So even the days where he couldn't be on the live because he was at work or whatever it was, I still was on there with 0 people. That number would be 0 right there. And guess what? When the 0 made me feel like, oh my God, whatever, if I had to cover that number, I covered it. And I still kept going, still doing it live, like somebody was there, still talking, and just start off with just talking about your business, because that's something that you can easily do. Turn on that live button and just tell people who you are and who you serve. Start there. And it could be literally the same live every week. There's no excuses. And just practice until you get better. So be consistent even when it's quiet. Be consistent even when you're not getting orders. Guess what? You don't have no orders this week. That website that you said you needed to have up and running for the past 7 months, go ahead and work on that website. Okay. Go ahead and do the things that you need to be doing anyway within your business. Use this as your time to prep for when those orders do come. You could be able to, do what you got to do. So keep going, even when it feels like nothing's working, and be willing to shift because, like how when they say, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and thinking you're going to see a different result, at some point it's insanity, right? The same thing goes for your business. If what you've been doing ain't working, it's time to pivot. It's time to shift. It's time to get help. It's time to get guidance. Crafty Sis Nisa said, me? Look, not just you, sis, not just you with the website thing. But trust me, it's a lot of crafty sisters who's, I need to work on my website. And it's like, just do it. Just do it. I promise you, it, use the time to be able to fine tune things. Okay. And just know that God is always working for you in the background. Okay. Whether or not it looks like things are going, I promise you, I didn't know how, like, for example, just like how I didn't know that, I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just prayed about it. I was like, I want to help women. God, just help me see how I can do that in my life, right? God said, and God, I mean, for most of us, right? When you hear, because this was something that I struggled with before. It's like, how do I know when God is talking to me? It's, because of the things that you pray for start to come into fruition. You're not gonna hear him say, my child, those women that you wanted to help, go and start up. You're not gonna, I at least don't hear it like that, right? I don't hear it as this grand voice that's just talking to me. But you see it in the things that's happening, right? You see it in the thing, and sometimes you do hear it too, in the sense that it feels like, for me, it feels like I'm talking to myself, but I know it's God that's planting that seed in my mind of what to do. Sometimes I could just be sitting there or in the shower or something. That's where most of the stuff come, and something, a light bulb would just turn on. That's how you know. Okay, that's how you know. But you have to be willing to listen too. So know that God is always working for you, and He will order your steps if you ask for that. I asked for that specifically. I'd be like, God is in your hands. Let me know how this is going to go. I don't know how things are going to go, but I at least try. I gave the example of me having this now location, my first physical location for my business, right? I was intentional about saying, God, this is what I want for myself. This is what I see for myself. Granted, in my mind, I'm going to have eventually a huge event space, right? But for now, God gave me a start. God gave me a start of what I did. But guess what? It didn't just, it went from me being intentional about the goal, right? Writing it down. It was literally on my vision board last year. By the end of the year, my goal was to have my own event space. By the end of the year, event slash office space, right? Um, Once it hit my spirit, like, okay, it's time for you. I'm ready for this, right? Once I felt like I was ready, I started looking. Now I'm looking around. I didn't know what was gonna happen I didn't know that I was gonna get it right then and there, right? But I said, you know what? This is what I want. I'm gonna be intentional. I'm gonna start looking to see, what does it even cost to do something like this, or what do I even need to do? From me doing that, God found the perfect spot. Literally, this was the first spot that I looked at, and it was the perfect spot for me. But it doesn't happen by chance, right? I was looking around, making calls, driving around to see places for lease. Call my sister. I was like, yeah, girl. She's like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just driving around because I'm trying to look for places. She was like, oh, here's a phone number from the her my niece. This office building. My niece has she goes to school here. So her school is in the same building. And she was like, oh, let me give you this phone number. I don't know, maybe they might have something. Called the phone number. Guys like, oh, Thursday we can do a walkthrough so I can show you some of the available spaces that we have. Came Thursday, this literally was the first place that I looked at and that I fell in love with, and that it was perfect for what I was trying to do. And yeah, that's a long story short. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was just intentional in looking and everything else fell into place. I hope y'all can see the correlation. Because once I start feeling like I'm talking in circles, I move on. But that's how things happen is you don't just say, okay, God, I want this, but just sit there. If I just sat there, it's not gonna come to you, right? You still have to move too. You have to move. You have to, and you have to be consistent in the showing up part of it. That's super important. That's a huge part of it. You have to be willing to move, and then God will help you. A lot of times we just think blessings are gonna fall out the sky. It doesn't work like that. You still have to put in work for God to show you that the work works. Okay, so your mini action step that you can do to stay consistent, even when it's quiet, is to pick 1 to 2 platforms and show up for the next 7 days. Okay? Consistently. No excuses. 7 days, show up consistently. And this could be whatever you want it to be. It could be, okay, I'm going to choose 1 to 2 platforms. I'm going to make sure that on TikTok, I post one thing every day or I go live every day. Whatever your consistency is, each of y'all have to figure out what that means for you. 7 days. I want you to be consistent with doing it. No excuses. Okay. Number 5. Okay. And the last one, because I have about 15 more minutes. Number 5 is to believe that you deserve it. Okay. Believe you deserve it. Remember earlier when somebody kept saying, your price is high, your price is high. Your price is high. Guess what? I believe that I deserve it. That's why my prices be high. Okay. And then start off that way. But the more I'm fine tuning things, the more I see the difference in my classes versus others that's on the market. Okay. The more I see how valuable the information that I share is, the more I feel confident enough to be like, no, I'm going to charge my worth because at the end of the day, it's okay to charge your worth. And believe that you deserve. I believe that I deserve whatever price I put on it. Okay. If I say is X amount of dollars, then guess what? That's what it is. And I'm okay with whoever it's meant for to see the value in it. So believe that you deserve. Sometimes the biggest block isn't money or time. It's not money. That's not your block. It's not that you don't have enough time. It's that deep down you don't even believe in your value, right? You don't even really believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can attract abundance. You don't believe that you can do certain things. And I know sometimes harsh truths are hard to face, but sorry. Sometimes it's that you don't believe in yourself, right? You see somebody else doing something, you're like, oh, that's so cool that they can do all that. I hope to be there one day. It's okay to hope to be there one day, but I want you to start seeing yourself there. Don't hope that you'll be there one day. No, see yourself there. Close your eyes and envision yourself wherever it is that you want to be, because I promise you, you can get there, but you have to believe that you are worthy for that overflow. Because if you don't believe it, you're going to attract everything that takes you away from the stuff that you say that you want. I promise you. I promise you. So that's why I always say, mindset is so important within business. You have to be, you have to believe, even if you don't believe it at first, right? That's why I be saying, say your affirmations, okay? Get in front of the mirror and say your affirmations. Say all the things that you need to say to speak life into yourself. Because eventually, even if you're saying the affirmation and you don't believe it at first, eventually you will start to believe it, okay? You will start to and you will start to feel like it is true for whatever you say for yourself. So you have to be willing to speak life into yourself. You have to believe in yourself. I know some of that stuff sounds cliche, but I mean, think about it. If you think about it, if deep down you don't believe that you can do something, guess what? Your mind is going to give you, your mind already does this anyway. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the heart me. Your mind already tells yourself all the things that can go wrong. So could you imagine that on top of deep down not believing that you deserve whatever it is that you said? So you might have to do some work. Some of y'all might need to go to therapy. Okay. I don't know what your situation is in life, but even if it means thinking way back, because a lot of stuff is a cause and effect kind of thing. Well, most things it's cause and effect. If you don't believe in yourself or you don't believe something, sometimes it could be that one thing that somebody said to you when you was 10, okay, that made you, that kind of diminished your spirit a little bit. So you kind of have to do the work and figure out What are some of the things that's giving you those mental blocks? Because you have to unblock that. I will also say that for if you're on IG, I know I have it set up for IG. If you're on IG, I think I have it on YouTube too. I think I posted that video on YouTube. A freebie, okay? It's a mindset shift freebie. I literally made it for free. It was a class in my, thank you, Bridget, for the love. Thank you for the roses. It was a class that I did in my boot camp, my 12-week boot camp. But I ended up just making it free for everybody, whoever wants to take advantage, because I feel like mindset is so important. And you kind of have to learn the ways of thinking as a business owner in order to shift your overall, thoughts. But part of it too is your personal life too. So business and personal kind of goes hand in hand. If your personal life is in shambles, it's going to reflect in your business. So you kind of have to, do both simultaneously, but you have to get out of your own head, right? You have to believe, and I'm telling this to everybody to speak life into you too. You can do whatever you set your mind to, okay? You could do whatever it is you set your mind to. You can build the confidence to actually believe that, but you just have to be willing to try, and you have to be willing to feed yourself the positive things, okay? One of the things that you might have to start doing is replacing certain things, right? We all love a good tune, right? Here and there, but the stuff that you listen to, it seeps into your mind. Me and my husband was talking about that, how like with rap songs, for example, we just gonna give that as an example, not knocking no rap artists and nothing like that, but rap songs, all the killer in killer YN, this talking about sex, drugs, money, this. What does that do for your mind? Right, it don't do nothing for you. So yeah, sometimes we like listening and bopping to a little thing or two, but start to slowly shift that, right? Instead of listening to something like that, maybe turn on something like Mel, what's her name? Mel Robbins. She has really, really good. If you're in mentorship, I'll be dropping the stuff in there. But Mel Robbins, her podcast is amazing. Just self-help stuff that could actually feed your mind, right? I call it brain food. Instead of always, sorry, IG, if y'all can't hear me, I was getting a call. Instead of always, listening to stuff that don't do nothing, but it's a distraction, really. Start to feed your mind with other things, right? Instead of watching Love and Hip Hop all day, okay? Watch a good podcast that could help you, okay? Instead of listening to Shooter Bang Bang, maybe you want to just turn on some gospel music here and there, right? I have one on repeat right now. It's called Proof by Mike Jr., Pastor Mike Jr. It's called Proof, and it's such a good song, a healing song. It's another one that I listened to called Yeshua by Tippett. I'm gonna post it in my stories for y'all. I'm gonna post it in my stories for y'all. But sometimes you just have to listen to stuff like that on repeat to feed yourself positivity. Yes, Pastor Mike Jr. Thank you, Crafty. Feed yourself positivity, because I promise you, you think them rap songs about money, drugs, and killing people, you think it's not doing nothing for you, but in reality, it's giving you a pessimistic way of thinking and seeing things differently. Right? It's tricking you. I won't go deep into that. We'll save that for another day. Maybe we'll do another chat later. But all of those little things that you think don't add up to nothing, watching people fighting all day on Love and Hip Hop, and what's the other show that I don't watch, that one, Baddies or whatever. Yeah, I promise you, it's not stuff that don't. And I'm not saying don't indulge here and there, because we all like a little something here and there. Okay, but don't let that consume you. Okay, don't. Yes, Crafty Sis said we at church today. I love it. Don't let that consume you. Okay, be willing to switch things up. Let's see. That's so true. Keep thinking, oh, it's too expensive. Customers are not going to pay for that. So I'm already blocking my. Look, Anna said, that's so true. And that was another point I made, I guess. I missed the comment, but I'm seeing it now. She said, that's so true. Keep thinking, oh, it's too expensive. Customers are not going to pay for that. So I'm already blocking my blessing. And it goes back to the Crafty Sis earlier. I don't mean to put you out there, Crafty Sis, but I mean, you kept putting me out there talking about my stuff expensive. That one person who's saying it's expensive and not saying I value everybody, right? But the person who's saying it's too expensive, something that it kind of tells me too about the person, low key, is you're not willing to invest in your growth, right? Because it's priced what it's priced because it's not just a trash class, right? It's not. It's probably, but I get it too because y'all used to get paying for trash too, okay? Y'all used to paying for trash, so it's kind of hard to decipher. I get it, but sometimes you just gotta take a chance, right? You gotta take a chance because you don't know what's on the other side of that. You don't know that on the other side of that class was all the questions that you had, right? But if I was the person who was like, oh well, nobody's gonna pay the expensive price, and mind you, my classes aren't even expensive. They're not even expensive. I promise you, they're not. But if I was that person who said, oh, well, nobody's going to pay that price, I would just keep undervaluing myself and feeling like it's not worth it for me because I pour so much into the classes, right? But for me, I'm like, it's the price is the price, and it's okay for the crafty sisters who don't see the value in it or who aren't willing to pay for it. That's okay because they're not the crafty sisters that the class is meant for. Okay, that's how you kind of have to shift the way you're thinking. So I love that crafty sis said that because I promise you, for all of you guys on here, you are worth whatever price you say you are. Okay, so you're the only person who can put a price on your worth, right? You're the only person who can do that. So I just want to encourage everybody to, if you've been feeling like I need to go up on my prices, and I gave this example earlier to a crafty sis that when I first started doing party favors, I was going based off of what I saw other people charging, like in Facebook groups and stuff like that. But the more I honed into the skill, the more I perfected my craft, the more I poured into myself, the more I poured into my business, I started to see with business eyes that their prices made no sense. None of them are making a profit from the prices that they were charging. Okay. None of them are making a profit. So why am I charging based on what they would do? When I know that I put so much time into designing, I know that my skills are impeccable because I'm damn near a perfectionist. So I got to make sure I know what I'm putting into my craft. So I can't let nobody else determine what that is. So for me, I said I'm gonna go up. So I had to build my confidence to go up because I'm like, dang. So as I was going up, I was going up in increments of $10, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna go up $10. And then as I'm doing more and seeing how good, the more I'm doing, I'm like, no, this is just go up, just keep going up until you feel like you're comfortable where you're at. Because if you start to do stuff and you start to feel like it's more worth it for the customer than it is for you as the business owner, then you know you need to go up on your prices. Because guess what? Gucci don't give a damn that Walmart shirts are $4. Okay, they still gonna charge $450 for the same t-shirt that got a G on it. Okay, so nobody can determine your worth but you. Okay. I see y'all dropping the fires in the chat. Dropping the fires. I only got a few more minutes. Few more minutes. So the last one was believe that you deserve it. The actionable step for you to take is to speak life. Okay. I am capable. I am chosen. Okay. I am called to win too. Period. Because I promise y'all, there's room for every single person to win. It's just a matter of you believing that it is, right? It's a matter of you creating that space for yourself. It's a matter of you taking those ideas off of paper, okay? For the crafty sis who Forrest Frank is my cousin. Who's Forrest Frank? Who's that? Is that a singer? You have to be willing to actually try, and you have to be willing to try your best, because a lot of times too, it's not that you're not trying. I see you trying. I see that you post sometimes. I see that you're trying, but is there strategy behind the try? Are you trying with intention? Okay? It's not enough to just say I'm just going to try. Okay, I just have a business. No, you have to try with intention. You have to know what your goals are. Have you set a business plan? That's one of the basics, right? From the very beginning. Set a business plan, and it's never too late to do it. It's never too late to take some of the steps. Take yourself more serious, and from taking yourself more serious, you will see better results, okay? My opinion is when some people mention the price about being too much, they may not be able to afford it at the time, and that's okay. I agree, crafty sis. I agree too. The doll creations, I agree. Some crafty sisters too might not be able to afford it. That's why I said I try to do like stick around too because I try to do things too for because I understand. Trust me, I get it. I get having a business, trying, and um still have you got bills. I get it. People have bills, people have things that you're trying to do. But I also understand that I had to learn that people pay for what they want, right? Because the same person who, and I'm not talking about nobody here because I don't know no one's situation here. But the same, let me talk about myself. I talk about myself. The same person will be like, "Ooh, I can't pay for that." Will be quick to be like, "Oh, I'm hungry today. What they got at our house?" Right? Sometimes it's just a matter of prioritizing what matters most. So I understand too that sometimes you might not have it to be able to pay for it, which is understandable. But one person to say I can't afford it, while the other crafty sis who literally said on the same live, I save up until and I get the classes little by little, get what's most important for me, right? Because at the end of the day, people have to be you have to be look, don't be laughing, Crafty. You have to be willing to sacrifice too. Because I would feel I'm not saying I'm just trying to say I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I also know for a fact that it's crafty sisters who are sacrificing to be able to do it. But guess what? Those same crafty sisters, when I did the CBU blessing scholarship, grab this. I'm gonna grab this just so I could kind of bring your point home, sis. Look, when I did the CBU Blessing Scholarship, I gave away up to 5,000. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm all cussing. I gave up to $5,000 away. Okay, $5,000 in resources, which are my classes, my ebooks, my what else? All the stuff that I have, right? $5,000. How many crappy sisters did I bless? I don't even remember. And I'm not just saying this to say it, but I'm saying it to say God will pour into the people who are willing to pour into themselves. Because the people who won the money, I think the grand prize was $1,000. One person won 1,000. Two people won 500. Probably like eight crafty sisters won 250. And then I think I did $99 for some people too. Right? But I'm saying this to say the people who won the top prizes was the people who was willing to invest in themselves the most. Okay, there was people who were willing to sacrifice. There were people who were willing to invest in themselves. And investing in yourself is not like you're paying for the class and you're not getting nothing, right? You're paying for your growth. You're paying for just like when you go to college. College ain't free. Look, Crafty said me. She wants some of that money. College isn't free, y'all. College isn't free. So the classes are the same thing. There's something that's optional. You don't have to pay for the classes. You can always go on my YouTube channel and you can, find whatever freebies that I have available. There's other ways too, but if you want to be able to get more value, you have to be willing to sacrifice. So, trust me, sis, I get it, and that's a good point because I understand that some people might not have extra funds to be able to do it. But in that case, you sacrifice. Can you put away $10? Can you put away $10 a week? Right? Can you put away $10 a week? By the end of the month, you'll be able to afford one of the classes. Right? Can you do that? Or can you say, okay, each paycheck, I'm gonna put away $50 aside. And I'm gonna take two paychecks, put $50 aside to be able to take a class. So I think some of my items I utilize my Klarna account on to make it a little more affordable with the items and classes I purchased. See, crafty sisters they're sacrificing, they're figuring it out. So I say all of that to say sometimes you do have to make sacrifices, okay? But you will get rewarded for it. You get rewarded in the sense of learning, growing, because the crafty sisters who are taking the classes, it's basically a shortcut in business. Everything that I put into my classes are things that I wish I had when I first started and I did not have and had to figure out how to make it work. So, yeah, there's options, and I always try to do things to give back. Y'all see I do name your price sales all the time. If I had time I would do one today, which is name your price sale, which is where and I don't do this stuff for no reason, right? I do it for the people who might be struggling to be able to get all the resources, or for the people who just want to be able to save because they've been spending. um The name your price sale. It's basically when I come on and I'll be like, how much do you want to pay for the class? I might have to give you a counter offer. If you're telling me something crazy like $2, I might have to say, okay, so I can't do two, but I could do 20, right? So there's options available too. You just have to kind of be willing to put yourself out there more and pray about it. Pray about it. I promise you, if you be like, God, I really want to take this class. I don't know how I'm gonna have the money, but God, please help me make a way. This is this class specifically that I want. Help me figure out how I'm gonna get into this class. I promise you, He will answer if you're serious. Thank you for the helpful gems. You're welcome. Can you help me on how to price, how to calculate, etc.? So, Crafty says, Tanya, what are your offers? What do you currently do? I meant to say the one Crafty says that they are not your customer. She might not be. See, she might be or she might not be. I don't know. I don't know. And she might not even be on this live no more because she not spamming me no more. But she might not be, and that's okay too. Because I honestly, and those of you who know, y'all know my classes used to be free at first. But I'm one of those people where I do everything with intention. Okay. I'm not just walking around with my eyes closed. Okay. Everything I do is with intention, and I'm following what God is laying out for me, right? But when I first started, how many of y'all remember when my classes were free? I would do it for free in my Facebook group, and then I would put it on my website for sale. And my prices used to be a little bit lower, but as I started growing, as I started and not knowing, because Crafty Sisters always tell me all the time, you don't charge enough for your classes. Based on what's out there, you don't charge enough for your classes. But for me, I try to keep it affordable, but at the same time, still charging my worth with what's comfortable for me. So trust me, I get it. So with party favors, with anything, with pricing, you want to make sure first you have to figure out how much it costs you to even produce it, right? So let's say it's a dozen of chips that you want to charge for. And we'll just do this really quick before I end the live because y'all know I gotta go. But let's say it's a dozen of chips. The first thing I have to figure out is how much does it even cost me to produce a dozen of the chips? That includes my material. That's going to be your paper, your ink, the chips that's actually going inside, um, your glue that you're using, all your materials. From there, you have to ask yourself, okay, now what do I charge for designing? What is my fee that I charge for designing? And is it going to be a flat fee or is it going to be something that I charge per favor? You got to figure out some of these ins and outs yourself, right? From there, you're going to have to figure out, okay, how long does it even take me to produce these party favors, right? So I know if it takes $10 to even create a dozen chip bags, that's going to be the starting price, $10. From there, I charge $25 to design, and I'm just putting numbers out there. These are not my prices, but I charge $25 to design, right? Okay, so I know that's at least $35 that I need to do. Now I know it the for the labor part, it takes me X amount of hours to accomplish this, right? To create the dozen party favors. Let's say it takes you $2, 2 hours to put it together. You have to break it down to where after you do the calculation, so after you just divide all the things that it take you to create it, plus how long it's taking you to do it, you got to calculate it to where you know you're not charging $2 an hour after you broke the price down, right? So the main thing is to find all of your material, calculate how much it's costing you to even produce it, and see how much you charge per hour. And then also see how much you charge for designing if you have a design fee. For me, I made things easier for myself. I created a full template library because, again, one of the things that I do is I make sure that everything, every part of my business makes sense. Okay. You got to do what makes sense. For me, it made more sense for me to have designs for people to choose from. And from there, if I have to do anything outside of that, I'm charging more for a custom fee. So that's why I say you kind of have to, with pricing is one of those things that's tricky. I say don't just go off of someone else's prices, which is what most people do. I get it. When first starting, that's the easiest thing to do. But know why you're charging, what you charge, right? So material, cost of all of your material, labor is what you want to consider, as well as your skill set. So your designing and everything like that. Okay. Thank you for sharing and encouraging. What price point is good for those starting with your templates? So if you're using my templates, you have a shortcut. Okay, you have a shortcut, so you're able to accommodate for that within your pricing, because if you're using my templates, you literally don't have to design. All you have to do is put their name on there and you're good to print and assemble. So you can, adjust your price based on that. But for party favors in general, I would say for everybody, consider, which I'm not telling you what to do, $50 a dozen plus, okay, for assembled party favors. That should be your starting price. $50 a dozen plus, depending on which favor it is, because a chip bag is going to take you a whole sheet of paper versus a bubble. You can print 6 to 8 labels on one sheet. Okay, so consider all of those things. But for assembled favors, $50 plus per dozen. Okay? Do what you want, but I put the plus in there because you can charge more. Sis, if I'm using a Capri Sun template in the Blink Mega Bundle, I have my design and trying to size it to fit in the box, but it isn't working. Happen to know what I'm doing wrong. So it's your design isn't fitting in the. What do you mean your design isn't fitting in the boxes? Trying to size it to fit in the box. Are you using a drag and drop one, sis, or are you creating your own box? I thank you for your beautiful heart and sharing with us what you know and helping us to discover our talents and worth. Yes, Crafty Sis Tracy, you are more than welcome. Crafty Sis Kevon, I can also do a demonstration tomorrow for Template Thursday. So just come through on the live. I will be live tomorrow morning for Template Thursday. I'm gonna send an email out to see what theme y'all want to go with for tomorrow. But I can show you how to do it tomorrow. Okay. So you're more than welcome, Crafty Sis Tracy. And for everyone on here, I just want to remind you guys, you're welcome, Tanya. I just want to remind you guys that again, you can do whatever you set your mind to. I promise you, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Simber's Joys, make sure you follow me on YouTube too, because sometimes I don't always go live on Instagram because it just depends on what's going on. But YouTube for sure, y'all can catch Simply Thursdays. Um, hey, you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes you have to invest to find out. Exactly, Crafty says Nisi. Exactly. Sometimes you have to. I have to invest in myself, y'all. I have mentors and stuff too. It's not just I'm teaching y'all stuff, but I'm also always a student, y'all. Always a student. Always looking to learn and grow. Always fine tuning my skill. Always figuring out what I need to do to be able to get to my next level, which is what I'm doing now. Right now, I'm laying the foundation down because come 2026, I'm unlocking my next level too. You should always be seeing what you need to do in order to, unlock. So let me see, what time is it? 2:41. Yeah, I'm over here. Yapping. But so I'm gonna give the things one more time because I gotta go. But I'm gonna give the tips one more time. So very first thing is to make sure, because I gotta start packing up. Make sure that you pray over your business. Number 2 is stop waiting for perfect because I promise you it's never coming. Number 3 is to shift your circle. Surround yourself around like-minded people. If you're a crafter, join my inner circle, y'all. Join my inner circle. Join my mentorship program. You will find like-minded people, other crafty sisters who are literally on the same journey. Number 4 was to be consistent even when it's quiet. And number 5 is to believe that you deserve it because you literally deserve everything that you want. You deserve all the things that you want. And for me, I'm literally living proof. Look, not me taking Pastor Mike's words, but the song Proof. He's like, if you need what he said, if you need like if you need an example of the miracle, or if you want to see what it looks like, I'm proof. Like I'm proof. So y'all use me as proof. I'm proof that you can do whatever you set your mind to because I promise you, I started off in my kitchen living room, okay? I started off in my living room, in my dining room. My dining table held my heat press, my Cricut, my laptop, all the things. Literally, we did not have somewhere to eat. Okay, we would eat on the couch or outside on our patio because I took over the dining area because that was the area that I had to work with. Slowly, I started to grow because guess what? I kept going. Even when the circumstance wasn't what I wanted it to be at the time, right? I kept going until I was able to see more things unfold. But if you don't keep going, you're not ever going to see what can happen. You're always going to be the person that's saying, oh, it would be nice if, or this. No, it's time for you to take control, and it's time for you to get your ideas off of paper, because I promise you, your ideas are just as good as mine or anybody else's ideas out there. But you just have to be willing to try, be willing to connect. Right now, I'm so excited, which I won't give it all away, but tune in on Friday. Friday, I'm going to go live with one of my crafty sisters who's a part of my mentorship. She's about to host her first class, y'all. Her first class. And guess what? I'm going to walk her through every step of the way. But she was willing to connect with somebody who she felt like could help by joining mentorship, and now she gets to take advantage of the perks that comes with it. So there are people that's out there that you can connect with to be able to see the growth, because sometimes we can't do it by ourselves. We want to be a one woman show so bad, but I promise you, your growth is on the other side of connection. It's on the other side of sisterhood. It's on the other side of connecting with like-minded people. It's on the other side of somebody else opening the doors for you. Sometimes that's just how it is. So um I just want to encourage everybody on here to actually go after the things that you say that you want. Don't just say I want this or that. Actually go after it, okay? Actually try your hardest. With the moment I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna take myself more serious, because I had to yeah, my circumstance was a little different, because it took me feeling underappreciated at my job that I gave my hard-earned time, energy, and effort to. It took for them to not appreciate me for me to appreciate myself. So with that, I'm gonna end the live, and I will see you guys later. If I have time, well, my husband gets off early today, so I might be able to come back on live later, because I always love our crafty chats. If not, I will see you guys for live tomorrow for Tip Thursday. Bye, ladies. Come back and comment on the videos. I'm gonna post a video on. Ooh, somebody said it's tea. Okay. Somebody said, it's tea. But yes, comment on the video. I know for TikTok, it doesn't let me post the videos, but YouTube and Instagram, please come back, leave a comment, let them know how this live was, so more crafty sisters could be, because this is the last thing. And another thing, before I let y'all go, another thing. Don't just keep this community to yourself, okay? When it's lives like this, which I should do my part with telling y'all, share the live with another crafty sis who could use the gems. Don't leave this community to yourself, okay? We're building something amazing here, and I'm glad that all of you guys are a part of it, but tell more people about it too. So when I be saying drop a comment to let them know, it's not for nothing, y'all. It's because the same way these words encouraged you and uplifted you and motivated you, it can motivate 10 more crafty sisters just by you leaving a comment and them actually clicking on the video to check it out. So we have to do our part too with spreading the love. So do you respond to DMs about different questions people have? Honestly, emailing me is probably the best thing. Canvasbling@gmail.com is where you can send me an email, because my DMs get so crazy on all my platforms that I get to them, but it might not be today or tomorrow or the next day. But if you send me an email, 24 to 48 hours, I got you, sis. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye, ladies. Ending IG, ending YouTube. Bye, y'all. Bye, TikTok.